Something crazy happened today. Something absolutely crazy. And I actually think, Gregory, you should be the one to start this off.
So, today as I was scrolling through my phone, as I do, I noticed that Logan Paul had posted a plethora of base set, first edition base set booster boxes from Pokemon. And he had mentioned in the comments that he had purchased them all for $2 million and will be doing a live opening February 27th and selling the packs. He did this once before, and when he did it the first time, the prices went up on Pokemon all the way through. So I'm going to assume that him doing this again, and with the amount of boxes that he bought, and for the price that he bought them, this is going to once again accelerate that price to infinity and beyond.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And I know a lot of people are...
You love him, you hate him, he's Logan Paul.
Well, I know a lot of people are not happy about this. You were sharing this with me.
Yeah, the diehard community of Pokemon fans are not are not thrilled about someone just coming in off the street.
Yeah.
Off the street from his mansion. I'm not going to doubt whether he loves Pokemon or not, but you know, people that have been collecting for 20 years are a little annoyed that the price. I'm sure some people are very happy because they're making bank.
Yeah.
But some people who really just want to collect and care a little less about the money aspect of it are a little annoyed they can't get in on that now because the price is going to be so out of control from all these celebrities buying in and jacking the price up, putting tons of eyes on it.
Right.
But what can you do? Such is life.
Such is life. Yeah, we were early. We were working on some stuff when you came running in, and you like made the announcement to me. I was like, what? What are you talking about? And then I went online. The first thing that pops up is the live video announcement that he made, where he was like, "Yep, I spent $2 million." But what he said and what I'm
struggling on a $5 cup of coffee.
Right. But what's crazy, and this is where I think a lot of people are getting upset, is not even just the 6 boxes that he bought for $2 million, is what he said next. And he said it's his goal. He wants to buy every single available was base set, first edition Pokemon box
there's
out
like
there.
What will happen with that is, this is a prediction. It's a working theory. What I see happening with that is he buys, let's say he accomplishes his goal. He buys all of the sealed box sets that are left.
Right.
He opens all of them up. The prices go insane.
Yep.
Until now, you have a couple hundred base set first edition Charizards on the market, and now the value kind of goes down.
Yeah. Well, the open stuff, it's going to crash. But what's going to happen is whatever is left that's sealed is going to go up even more, though.
But if he bought all of them, which he won't buy all of them, but if he gets enough of them, it has
he can now control the price of it.
He has the potential to up, and then down.
That's what really, I mean, ultimately, that's sort of what happened with the Mickey Mantle rookie card, which is why it's worth so much money. You know, a long time ago when Topps first came out, there was very little interest, and they had so much of that particular year of the Mickey Mantle card that went for $5.2 million. Right. They just mass produced them. There was not the demand for them. They literally had to put them on a barge and send them out to sea, and they dumped them into the sea, therefore removing all of the supply. And then all of a sudden, when the collector market
picked up, that's very unethical.
Yeah, when the collector market picked up, obviously Mickey Mantle, one of the best players
and they
ever,
dove to the bottom of the sea.
Well, they're already gone.
They literally dumped them in the sea.
I'm not even kidding.
What year was
there
this?
There was in the 60s. They dumped them in the sea. And so there's not a lot left. I think there's only a handful PSA 9s. I think only 2 PSA 10s of his rookie card ever. So it's about supply and demand. So if Logan Paul is successful in buying everything up and he controls the supply, the sealed product market is going to blow up. Now, the open product market actually might stay sustainable. It might stay there because all he's going to do, because as what we've seen, he's buying them not to like keep them sealed. He's buying them to open them. So
I don't know if he's opening all of them. He announced he's going to open one.
Yeah, all right, we'll see.
I don't know that he announced that he's going to open all of them. I'm sure he will eventually.
Yeah.
He says he wants to put on events like that all the time, so I'm going to assume he's going to start opening them all.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. And he's making bank off of this stuff because, again,
he's making more than what because he's selling the packs at a huge price.
Yeah, he's controlling the market right here by doing this. People do it in a lot of other corners of the world with a lot of other, different types of markets and things. They do it all the time. I remember I in a completely different scale, but I was involved when I was in the antique and the artwork industry. I remember I owned literally the only thing of something. Like it was it's a portfolio of advertising proofs from the largest advertising company back in the 19th century, right? I only owned only one. I bought every single one. I had every single one. I controlled the price. So overnight, they went from selling for between $20 and $100 because I controlled it now to selling between $500 and $2,000. So, and that was at a small scale. He's doing it at a stupid scale.
And now your average is, some might say he's hurting the hobby. And I understand both sides. Some people, as just a Pokemon fan, it does get annoying when a guy like him comes in off the street and just buys it, and now it's just all about the money. It takes kind of the fun out of just collecting.
Yep.
And the people that want to collect now, they can't even get these cards because they're so overpriced. I understand that.
I think it's already, though, pricing those people out at this point. It really is. Because those boxes, even before Logan Paul got involved with it, they were already expensive.
Yeah, he bought his first one for like $200,000.
Right, for $200,000. So that's before Logan Paul had any influence. It was already. A lot of the
comments on his video are saying he's hurting it.
Yeah, I know. Right now.
Those are the diehard fans. Those are the diehard people who've been in it for like 20 years who really love it, and I understand.
Let me propose something. I'm going to put it out there. How much of the annoyance, the aggravation, and the hate right now is coming from a place of jealousy, though? I'm sure there's some of that,
but there's also people that just. Not everyone's in it to flip. Some people are in it because they just love collecting.
But all right, and from a collector, I've been in this business for a very, very long time. I've been collecting for a long time. My first business was about collecting. That was literally my very first business, okay? Ultimately, though, is that sort of romance about the purity of something goes out the window. There's about 8 billion people in the world. Right? And what makes something valuable is what someone's willing to pay for it. So if you have a desire for the purity aspect of it, those people are going to have to get over it or buy it and then keep it pure. Because ultimately, why Logan Paul is able to do this is because people are willing to pay for it.
Right. Yeah.
So, so he's willing to pony up the $2 million.
Yeah. Now your average said again, he's helping get new people in it though too.
100%. I said that earlier.
It's a double-sided coin, double-edged sword.
Yeah.
I understand both sides of it.
Yeah,
I understand the diehards who are annoyed because I'm half and half too. I like to make some money off of some Pokemon cards, but I also I like to keep a lot of my cards as well. So I understand both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. And I understand right now. By the way, the sealed market is much stronger, much more valuable than the opened market. Like for example, let's take this here. Right, this is an Evolutions Booster Box. Okay, Evolutions Booster Box. I got a bunch of these. All right, and I bought them not too long ago, and they've already doubled in value from when I bought them. And what's crazy is that the chase cards in here are worth less than the box. But yet, why is it that people are so willing to pay so much for this? It's the sealed aspect of it. It's the mystery behind it. Right now, sealed products are really where the value is, which is why I've said it from the very beginning. I don't have to know Pokemon to know this one thing. I'm going to buy some for the show that we're going to open, but I have a bunch that I bought and I'm setting aside as an investor that is going to stay sealed because a sealed market is a strong market where I can flip this. I can literally take all of my Evolution booster boxes and double my money right now on it. However, once I crack it open, it's like buying a brand new car from a dealership. Once you drive it off the lot, it starts to depreciate immediately, right? So, so that's why, like, the points that I'm getting is, I'm going to take advantage of the market where it's at. Right. I like the show. I like being open up stuff. So we have set aside things for that, but I understand the value of things as well. Now, what good is it doing to the person who's a crazy Pokemon collector, loves Pokemon cards, who buys it and never opens it? You have no idea what's in there. So ultimately,
the issue is that him doing that drives up the price of everything because of the overall attention, and that's a good and a bad thing.
Yeah, I'm going to let you go in a second because I want to take this one.
I just wanted to read that.
Yep. No. That's a really good point. But here's the thing. In my opinion, any time that there's someone, especially of a celebrity status, that's going to draw attention to something, it is very good for the market. Very good. For a number of reasons. Number one, the cream always rises to the top, right? So what it's going to do is it's going to really help rise all of the really good stuff in this collector market, the best cards, the best boxes, the best sets. They're going to become available now. They're going to come out. So people who had them in their closets and storing them, trust me, people are going to start rummaging through this stuff, and you're going to see it enter the market. So you're going to see things that weren't in the market now come back, and it's going to become available to a lot of people. Also, you don't want these, Pokemon creates all these great cards. You know why? Because the company does well. Because the company makes a lot of money. Because the company's an amazing brand. Right. Some would argue that Pokemon is probably one of the most valuable brands in the world right now. And I think there's a good argument for that. And so if you want Pokemon to continue to create amazing stuff, you need more money into it. You need more collectors. You need the market
Pokemon
to get
company's
larger.
Not making money off the resales on eBay, though.
They are making it off the brand, 100%.
Right.
Licensing of products across the board, whether it be memorabilia, movies, TV shows, other stuff. Right? They're making money off of the value of their brand. So anytime like a Logan Paul comes into the scene, there's an opportunity for the market for Pokemon to do really, really well right here. Now, could it go south? And I know you're going to get into that. Yes.
I guess I'm talking from the perspective of the average person, where it seems like a lot of times we saw the same thing happen with the stock market over the weekend. It's like these people that don't have a ton of money but truly love the hobby and just want to collect. It seems like now the big shots are coming in, driving up the market with money that they'll never be able to obtain, and now they can't get these cards they can't collect. I understand that perspective, and I'm sympathetic to that perspective.
Yeah, and
it
it's
just
annoying.
seems like another case of, people with money coming in, taking over, and now we can't enjoy this anymore. Now it's about, I can't afford that card, I can't collect that card. So I understand that as well. But it also, for some people also who have collected and don't have a ton of money, this is also an opportunity for them to make money.
Yeah.
So
that's a great point.
I understand both.
Yeah. Craig, you actually just made a great point right there. Is those people who really love Pokemon and they've been collecting it and have a great collection, all of a sudden now, today, it's worth something.
Yeah.
20 years ago, it wasn't.
Right.
But now it is, and you know why? It's the market demand that's creating that. And I think that's a really great point, is now all of a sudden they've got something of significant value. So that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. But the thing is, we can't stop this type of sort of, we can't stop the marketplace.
You can't stop
From the moment there was an exchange of value, where I have something that you want, you have something that I want, and we're going to exchange it, there's always now going to be this thing where something could be worth more, which is why, the collectible car industry, there are certain cars that just are untouchable. In every single place, if a market says this is valuable, if one day all of a sudden where our culture says dried dung from dogs is worth money, guess what's going to happen?
Is it not worth money now?
It's not.
What have I been doing all the
time? But here's
the
thing, and I bring this up to make a really important point. I'm going to look at you guys. I want everyone to pay attention to this. This is so very important. I don't care if you're a seasoned collector, just getting into it, or you just like, Pokemon, and you just like random stuff. You're not in it for money. I want you to pay attention to something. Right now, we're experiencing a soar in the collector's market. And it's not just Pokemon, it's across the board. But Pokemon is getting a lot of attention. But here's where, now I'm still involved, all right? I want everyone to understand this. But this is where you have to be careful. A few hundred years ago, and you can sort of research this and you can Google it. This was back in Holland. There was what's called the tulip craze. Yes, it didn't last that long, right? But the tulip craze, what happened was the market said tulips were more valuable, I'm not even ready, than gold. It's not even a lie. The market said this. This is what the demand said.
How do I start one of these trends?
So literally, people were buying houses with tulips. They were converting everything that they had into tulips. But guess what? Obviously, one day people.
Thank you for the follow.
One day, someone was like, wait a minute. Tulips is just a plant. I could just grow it. It's not worth more than gold. Light bulb went off, and then all these people that sold their houses for tulips, guess what they had at the end of the day? A bunch of tulips. That's it. So you have to be very, very careful, because things like even Pokemon cards, and I love them and I think they're cool, there's no real intrinsic value here. So we have to be careful with this, in putting all your eggs in one basket. You don't want to fall victim to the tulip craze, because I remember there's a story of a guy who literally, he sold everything. The day before the tulip craze blew up, he sold everything for tulips, and he converted everything he had into tulips. And the poor guy obviously went bankrupt. He lost his family. He lost everything, because the only thing he had left were tulips. So be careful. You don't want to be the tulip guy. But yeah, so right now is a time where this stuff is value. So what I'm trying to say is don't get too greedy. Don't invest everything you have into this. This is where people are going to really mess up. They're going to take their life savings because Logan Paul.
I just sold my dog.
Right. Logan Paul just, spent $2 million. Man, I have an opportunity to get this for, $10,000, $50,000. I'm going to do it. Be so careful. I always say when it comes to
do not look to Logan Paul for guidance.
No, do not.
He's not right about everything.
He's not. Here's the thing. When it comes to investing, this is what I tell all newbies. All newbies that are that are getting into the investment and even collecting arena, invest what you're willing to lose. Have I not always told you that? When I told you to get into crypto and you started investing crypto, I said, Craig, invest what you're willing to
buy
lose.
My roommate.
Right?
Yes, not your average. If it's too good to be true, it is. I agree. I once got screwed on Craigslist because of that.
Yeah, and yes, you have to be very, very careful. Do your research and invest what you're willing to lose because you never know what you're going to get. There's another guy. What's the most famous collector guy's name?
Leonhardt.
There you go. He paid right around 300 grand. I don't remember the exact number. I think it was about 300 grand, $350,000 for one of these same booster boxes that Logan Paul just bought. But this was sometime in the past year. He got screwed, right? He got screwed. He opened it up, right? This apparent seal, and all the packs were already opened, and he lost all of that money. So you got to be very, very careful, guys.
Yes. So
do not get lost in the craze.
A lot of fake stuff, a lot of scams going on since the market is crazy. I luckily got my money back, but I was screwed on Craigslist a few months back for what I thought was first edition jungle boxes. By two separate people, I got screwed.
Yeah.
They took my money and never shipped it because it didn't exist. Luckily, I had protection. I got my money back, but not everyone is as lucky as I am with that. So you got to be very careful now.
So, all right. So now that everyone has had a moment to digest the fact that Logan Paul just spent $2 million on some Pokemon. Is everyone feeling better about it now? Because I think when we first started, I feel like everyone was everyone was upset. But now that you've let it digest, is everyone sort of warming up to the idea that maybe it could be a good thing? Craig, I'm really talking to you.
I'm still in the middle because he did this a long time ago. I'm still in the middle. I understand both sides.
Yeah.
There's an opportunity. As someone who collects and sells Pokemon cards, I understand both sides of it. But,
yeah,
it is what it is.
I think I understand that it's crazy, and it seems like it's unfair that people like that can just decide, hey, I've got a lot of money, so I'm just gonna buy what everyone wants and no one else can afford.
I mean, I'm always gonna be on the side of the little guy, so
yeah, and there's definitely something for that. I agree. I love that. I love the whole Robin Hood syndrome. Where take from the rich and give to the poor. I get it. However, when people like Logan Paul do this,
he's still sucking.
When people like Logan Paul do this, I think it's a good thing. I know I'm repeating myself like I said it before, but it's just bringing attention to something. And if someone who loves Pokemon so much is going to get upset, I want them to just think about this. Don't you want more people to appreciate Pokemon? And what Logan Paul is going to do, he's going to get more people interested and ultimately develop more passionate collectors for the sport.
I'm calling it a sport, or make it a rich guy's game only, and no one else can get involved.
At the high level, but the thing is, those boxes were already expensive before Logan Paul ever got involved.
I agree, Snorlax guy. I like him more than his brother. I think he cleaned up his image a little bit.
Yeah. I'm gonna open up another pack here. Listen, I think it's cool because you know what? These things are also under lock and key. No one was able to see these things, and he's bringing them to light. He's allowing people to gawk at it. Where normally people weren't able to see it.
I have no clue how much he's asking for these booster packs. He's going to make a profit because the last time he actually flipped them and made a profit, he sold packs to people. And whatever he opened, they got from that pack, and he made a profit. So he'll make a profit again.
Yeah, I think bare minimum, I think each pack is probably going to go for between 10 and 12,000 minimum. And we could see prices soar upwards to 15. You might even see one go for like 20 grand because Logan Paul now even since the last time he opened up has become even more of a celebrity. Why? The boxing career, right? He fought in the as a sideshow to the Mike Tyson exhibition, right? He's going to be fighting Floyd Mayweather, right? So all of that celebrity is bringing more attention, and now just people who have money were like, hey, I'll do it with Logan Paul. Sure, I'll throw you 20,000. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a pack go for 20,000, but I think most are going to be between $10,000 and $12,000. We're still going to let this marinate that Logan Paul just bought that cards. We'll see over the next couple weeks how it's going to impact the market.
Right. I think you're going to see that split again between some people. Some people are not for it. Some people are. Again, I'm kind of half and half. I understand where the people are coming from. I also understand, you can't. What can you do? People want to get into this. It's a free country. So
it is. And I think right now you're going to get people like FOMO going on eBay really quickly and just buying stuff.
You don't want to get screwed, though. That's how you get screwed.
Don't do that. Please don't do that. Just let it mature on its own. There's going to be a feeding frenzy, and then it'll level off. So I don't think now it would be a good time to buy. But it could be a good time to sell. I personally think that for the really good stuff, I'm talking about the really, really best of the best of every set, wait until March 1st. Outside of that, maybe right now is a good time to try to move the product. Otherwise, if you just want to keep it for a long time, do it. You could benefit from that where it can mature even more, or it could be risky. It could come down a little bit. Personally, I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. I think this, as crazy as it's been, I think it's going to get crazier. And I don't think that $2 million that Logan Paul spent is even going to be the most.
Right.
I think you're going to see someone else with even deeper pockets come out and just top him.
Oh, definitely.
It seems like that's been the trend. The past 12 months has been wild.
Jeff Bezos is going to come out tomorrow. I am buying Pokemon.
Right. You never know with this stuff.
Not only am I buying a Charizard card, I am making an actual real life Charizard.